Okay, so just to go over the format of Eqao and the final exam. So Eqao, you're gonna have 2 parts. This is session A. Alright, session A, you're gonna spend 1 hour doing that. Okay, at 9 o'clock, 9:15 to 10:15, you guys are gonna do session A. There's gonna be 2 stages. I cannot spell. Stage 1 is there's gonna be 14 questions, and then stage 2 is another 13 questions. So in total for session A, you're gonna do 27 questions. Okay. After that, you get a 10-minute break in between. 10-minute break. And then you go back to your same spot in the cafeteria and you're gonna do deja vu, session B, where you're gonna do the exact same thing. Stage 1, 14 questions. Stage 2, 13 questions. And then a total of another 27 questions for 1 hour. Okay. At the end of session B, you're gonna do a quick 10-minute questionnaire. Survey for Eqao. So the type of questions they'll ask is, do you think you're good at math? No. Do you like math? No. Do you think you did well in math? Okay, so those are the type of questions that they'll ask you in the questionnaire. No, questionnaire has nothing to do with your grade. It's just these 2. You could say, no, it's the government. The government wants to know who's writing it, how you guys like math, and so forth. Sitting with your class. So in the cafeteria, there's going to be I think there's 6 sections. So around 160 students in the cafeteria, all writing at the same time. Alright, so you'll be sitting with your class. You'll see me shouting really out loud, saying, okay, Miss Jing's class over here, Mr. C's class over here, Mr. Chan's class over here, and so forth. Okay, so session A, session B, and then so total, you're gonna be here from 9 to 11:30. Okay. If you finish session A early, if you finish session A in 10 minutes, you cannot start session B. So don't finish it in 10 minutes. Take the whole hour, take the break, and then come back at around 20-ish to start session B. You cannot leave any earlier than 11 anyway. Okay.
Does it usually take the full hour for the sessions?
Good question. So if you know your material, people have finished in 30 minutes. All right. If you don't know your material or you need extra processing time, that's totally fine. If you need more than an hour, it's okay. There's no real time limit. So you could work right into break. You can work session A at still 10:45. You can still be on session A. It's okay. Once you finish session A and submit it, then I just have to unlock session B for you. So there's no real time limit. Take your time. I want you guys to do well. No, you don't. Yeah. So if you go past 11:30, I'll stay with you guys there. All right. So for Eqao, there's no set time limit. This is just a suggested time. But for the final exam, it is a hard 90 minutes. So it's only from 9 to 10:30 a.m. Okay. This one, unless you're accommodated with your IEP, it is only 90 minutes. No extra time can be accommodated. Sorry? Yeah, for the final exam.
So it's basically the type of in-class test.
Yeah, but covering everything. Okay. But that's why we're doing all the review now. All right, don't worry. So the final exam, from what I remember, it's out of 82 points, 82 marks. So let me pause this for a second.
Short answer is 50 marks? What's MC what?
Multiple choice. Okay, so this is the final exam breakdown. So short answers is 50 marks. Multiple choice is 32 marks. Over 11 pages.
So 5 lines, 5 pages back, like double-sided.
Yeah.
Wait, is it on paper?
On paper for the final exam is on paper.
So for MC, short answer, we write it on paper.
And then multiple choice, you do it on the Scantron. So make sure you have a pencil and you fill out the Scantron properly. So even though it's 11 pages, you know how much space multiple choice questions take up. So I would say just multiple choice questions probably took up 3 or 4 pages itself. Short answer, you have to show your work. And no, so there's no options. Multiple choice, A, B, C, D, or E. Okay, so in terms of timing, remember you have 90 minutes. So you are looking at about a minute a point. So remember I taught you guys since chapter 1 test, don't divide the time based on the number of pages, do it by the points. So for this one, the short answers part take about 50 minutes. And then the multiple choice part take about 30 minutes. When you add that up, how many minutes is that? 80. So that means you have 10 minutes at the end for any question, go back to any questions that you skipped or to double check. Okay. So I know that most of you guys so I know that you guys are good with the math. You guys study. You guys are a hardworking group. But time management is one of your weaknesses. Okay, so make sure. So hopefully this breakdown helps you guys. Unless you are ESL or have an IEP where you do get extra time, you should follow this timeline. And also, let's just say, you were so into the short answers, you spent 70 minutes on it. Okay, that's okay, because at the end, when you only have about 20 minutes left for multiple choice questions, even if you don't get to it, you still have a chance of guessing it correct, right? So at the end, when I say 1 minute left, and you are still on number 20 of the multiple choice question, bubble in like something, A, B, C, or D for the rest of them. What's your chance of getting it correct if there are 5 choices? 20%, right? You passed grade 9 math. Okay, so you have 1 of 5 chances of guessing it correct. I'm curious. Statistically, that's what my morning class was saying as well. If you had to guess A, B, C, D, or E, who would guess A? 2, 3 people. Who would guess B? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not you. 6. Who would guess C? 1, 2, 3, 4. Who would guess D? Nobody. Oh, okay. And E? Nobody as well. Okay, so there you go. If you are really stuck on the final exam and you have no time left, apparently most people would guess B. I bet if you Google it statistically, which is the most popular multiple choice answer, you'll see some statistics come out. My morning class said C. So we'll find out which one is right.
I do ABC and then CBA and then ACB.
Right, but you know what? I would have to say usually E is not one of the highest choices. So usually E is like none of the above, all of the above. You throw in another choice in there because you have to throw in another choice. That kind. So.
Are there like 50 questions or
It's just out of 50. Yeah. So there's some questions worth like maybe 2 marks, some questions worth 5 marks.
Short answers are basically like the word problems, right?
Sorry?
Like they're basically the word problems.
Yeah, but like each one of those short answer questions should not take you more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like this question.
Yeah, we'll go over all those.
It's like these questions. That's multiple choice.
That's multiple choice.
But like not like choices, but like questions. I feel like short answers are gonna be like slopes.
Yeah, it could be. It could be like find the equation of the line, for example. Yeah. So given 2 points, find the equation of this line. That's a yeah. So that's an example of a short answer question. Of course, all of this is. So for you, I think this is the most important that you have to pay attention to. Okay.
That is the problem. I can't do it in like 90 minutes.
That's why I gave you this. If you want, you can have a timer in front of you. A clock timer. No, not phone. Like actual timer or watch. Yeah, traditional watch. Not smartwatch. A traditional watch. Yeah.
So you're gonna let us bring in a timer?
Yeah. You can bring in a timer, put it in front of you. As long as it doesn't go off beep 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 beep, beep like this. Don't set an alarm, then it won't beep. Yeah, see? So let's can I see your head? It's not a smartwatch, right? No. Okay, so hold up your head nice and high. Everybody, look. Alright? That is acceptable. You can bring that watch to the exam. Not just math exam, any exam. You should. Alright. We will have a projector displaying the timer in the cafeteria. Huh? Yeah, in the cafeteria, the projector is going to show a big timer.
We get to say, does all the grade 9 classes get the same exam?
Yeah. So that's fair for everyone.
But different order, right?
What do you mean different order?
Like, you know how for
Oh. Oh, but EQAO, everybody will get different answers because different questions because it's electronic. So then they have a pool of questions. So
is it for every single exam? So for French, we will have
Yeah.
the same exam. Oh.
yeah. So because we have to be fair for all the sections. So just because you guys get Miss Chang, you guys shouldn't have an advantage over people who have Mr. Chen, for example. Yes, but in terms of like the questions, it's the same. Okay. So any question on the format? Any questions on the format? We all understand, know what to do. Okay, so let's actually go over some of these. So let's do this really quickly. A cone and a cylinder have the same height and same radius. If the volume is 162, what is the volume of the cone? So what did we say the connection is between the cone and cylinder? 3 times, right? So it takes 3 cones to make up a cylinder of the same dimension. Or if you pour the water from the cylinder to the cone, it's a third of it, right? So in this case, you were given this cylinder and you want to find out the volume of this. So you're going to divide by 3. So 162 divided by 3, what do you get? 54. So there you go, 54. It's that easy. And that's why you should not spend more than a minute for each multiple choice question. How long did you spend on this one? Exactly. So you could have answered 5 multiple choice questions with that time.
But I didn't understand the question.
Okay, what is the value of this? When it's square, remember it becomes positive. So 7 squared, 49. 4 square? 16. So your answer, this one. Okay. Oh, and just like that, I bought myself an extra 30 seconds because this question only took me 30 seconds. Draw an arrow connecting each example of financial situations involving appreciation, depreciation. What does appreciation mean again? Value goes up. Depreciation? Value goes down. Yeah, simple as that. So your guitar that tripled over 40 years. Appreciation, especially since they tell you that it tripled. Okay. Value of a cell phone over time. Your iPhone 2. Depreciation. Increasing value of a piece of art over time. Appreciation. The artist probably died. That's why.
Two, when it says the value of a cell phone over time, if it doesn't tell us if it like triples or like the increasing value, do I automatically guess that it's depreciation?
Yeah. So I would say, like just like this one, like the value of a guitar. If they didn't say that it tripled, I would have think that because of wear and tear that it would depreciate. But because they said it tripled, then you know that it's appreciation. Okay. Information about two linear relation is shown in the table of value to the right. Select the words that correctly complete the following sentence statement if the relations were graphed on the same grid. Okay. So since they say graphed, you want to create a quick little graph. Doesn't have to be accurate. You don't have to do scale, but just a sketch. So this one at 5 minutes is 10 degrees, and then 13 degrees, 16 degrees, 19 degrees, like this. So this is line 1. So this is line 1. Starting at 10, 13, like this. The second relation at 20 minutes, it's at 14 degrees. So it's right here. And then at 40 minutes, it's at 22. So let me write down this. 16, 19, 22, 25, 28, like this. I just wanted to show a few more numbers. So for the next one, when it's at 40, remember this is at 20. So at 40, way down here, it's at 22. Okay, so if I were to draw that second line, it's going to look something like this. That's my second line. Okay, so line 2, the line that represents line 2 does it start higher or lower than line 1? Higher. Line 2 is starting higher than line 1. So line 2 starts here, line 1 starts here, so line 2 is higher. And ascends, does it ascend? So ascend is another word for like steep. So would you say 2 is more steep or less steep? Less. Yeah. And there you go. So it starts out higher and it's less steep than line 1. All right, so for these ones, you want to do a quick little sketch. This sketch took me 30 seconds. So this question took me a minute to do, which I'm still in time. All right. Which graph shows the most appropriate line of best fit for the data? Yeah, the first one. What is the line of best fit again? Yeah, that goes through the most points, follows the trend.
But like the second one too, it does cover a lot of points, but except there's more on top. Is that why it's the second one is different?
Yeah, so that's why it's not. You want to have like the most balanced and goes with the trend. So you should have the same number of points above and below your line of best fit. So this one, nope. Okay. So that took me only 20 seconds to do. Woohoo. Okay, a triangle is inscribed in a semicircle as shown in the diagram. What is the measure of angle x? Since you guys just had a whole test on this, you should know this. You should know this. What is this angle up here? 90 degrees. How did you know? Right. This is a diameter. So this angle right here, your inscribed angle, is 90. So this is not 42. 180 minus 90 minus 42, you get 48. So this was a tricky question. I know that some of you probably chose 42 thinking it's an isosceles. Well, this is not your radius. Okay. One of the properties that we learned, if this is the diameter, that means the inscribed angle here is 90 degrees. All right. Okay. Ahmed is n years old. Maria is twice as old as Ahmed, so 2n. Gia is 3 years older than Maria, so 2n plus 3. The combined age of all 3 children is 38. So don't forget Ahmed. So combine. So when it says combined age, what am I doing in between? Plus, right? Okay, combined age means I'm adding up all 3 of their ages. And it equals 38 degrees. 38 years old. Which of the following equation model the combined age of the 3 children? So looking at this, it's none of them. But remember, you can simplify the equation. So when you simplify it, you get 5n plus 3 equals 38. 5n plus 3 equals 38. So it's the first one.
I was confused. I was just gonna put 3n at first, but then I was like, oh.
Yeah. So because this one is 3 years older than Maria, not Ahmed. Yeah. So combined age means you add n plus 2n plus 2n. That gives you 5n.
It's asking for the combined age of all of those.
Yeah. So like terms?
Which is higher? 20 is higher.
Yeah. So remember, collecting like terms, you can only add up the same type. Yeah. So like some algebra. Okay. Number 8. The question was missing. I was actually asking for the mode. Okay, so what's another word for mode? Most. Yeah, so which number repeated the most? 203. And so this is it. Okay. Just for the sake of the review, so mode means the most. What about median? Median? Middle. And mean? Average. Right? Yeah. Yes, that's why I taught it. It wasn't in the old curriculum, but they added the box plot in the new curriculum. Yeah, so don't forget how to do a box plot. That's a good question. Right. The scale with the box. Remember that? All right. Well, I'm sure it's gonna come up, and then we'll do that. All right. 4 lines of a coding question is shown. So price is the computer is gonna ask you to enter a price, and then the tax is gonna times it by 0.13, and then you're gonna times the price by 0.2 for the tip, so that the total is the price plus the tip plus the tax, and then it's going to tell you your total. What output would be displayed if the user input a value of 86? So if the price equals 86, times it by 0.13. So that means right here, 0.13 times 86 you get $11.18. If you have 0.2 times 86, 0.2 times 86, you have $17.20. So when you add it all up, 86 plus 11.18 plus 17.20, your total 114.38. Okay, so you see how this question had nothing to do with coding? It could have just said, given the price of your meal is $86, find a 13% tax with a 20% tip. Yeah. So,
You know that thing that you showed us? Can we use that too?
say that again? Shortcut? Yeah, definitely. As long as you understand this question, you could have just did 86 times 3. Yeah. So you could have just did 86 times 1 point, not just 1.13. You could just do 1.33 because you're just combining those two together. Ta-da. So this could have been like a 10-second question. Okay. But I just followed along the coding in case any different type of coding question. But you can see it really has nothing to do with coding, but Eqao wanted you to read this question through a code. Okay. Moving right along. Number 10. Select all the points that satisfy this inequality. So remember we went over inequality as well. So this, you're substituting the, you're replacing the x with a 3, and you're replacing the y with a 5. For this question, it will take you a minute because you have to go through each 4 of the choices. So when you do that, you get negative 6 plus 15. Negative 6 plus 15 is 9. Is that greater than 10? Nope, so that's not it. So now try negative 2 and 2. So negative 2, 2. So you get 4 plus 6, you get 10. Is that greater or equal to 10? Yep, so that's it. Okay, 1 and 6. So sub in 1, sub in 6, definitely, yep. You get 17, so yep, this is right. And then here, negative 2, negative 7, plus 3 times negative 2, 14 minus 6, you get 11. No, 14 minus 6, you get 8. You get 8. So nope. So your answer, these two. These questions, you want to be careful. On the multiple choice, you'll always only have one choice. Eqao, if they ask select all the points that satisfied, then yeah, you could have multiple answers. Okay. What is the value of 2.6 plus 0.5 times that minus that? So since it's multiple choice, easiest way. So here's a little trick for you guys to save you guys time. Since it's multiple choice, easiest way, just punch everything in your calculator. Because multiple choice, you don't have to show any work. Times 1. 1 and 3/4. How do I? Good, 1.75. Because 3/4 is 0.75, so this is 1.75. Minus, what's 3 over 2? 1.5. Or on your calculator, it just means divide. So you could do bracket 3 divided by 2. Okay, and you get 1.975. Write that on the side, 1.975. And then on these ones, Just do the calculation. The 29 divided by 40 plus the 1, you get 1.725. That's not it. 19 divided by 40, that's not it for sure. You want 1 point something. 39 divided by 40 plus the 1, 1.975. So there you go. All right, so that was the fastest way to do this question without actually having to go through all the fractions and algebra and stuff. Okay. Especially because it's multiple choice, you could get the decimal answer and then see which fraction gives you that decimal. All right, save time. What value of x makes the equation true? So fraction equals another fraction, cross multiply. I know that some of you still get thrown off with the negatives. If you see negative, just throw it to the top. Put it to the numerator. Okay, so when you cross multiply, you get negative 4x equal negative 60. So then your next step is just to divide by negative 4. Negative 60 divided by negative 4, x equals positive 15. Okay. Sounds good. Remember these? Okay. So remember, whenever you see a negative, you can always put it to the numerator. 13. Simon uses his slippers, which are each 30 centimeters long, to measure the length of a wall in his home. This is what you do when you have no measuring tape. If the wall is 15 slippers length long, what is the length in meters? So what do you do with these two numbers? Times it, yeah. 15 slippers, each slipper is 30, so 30 times 15. And you get 450. But what's my unit here? Centimeter, because it's 30 centimeter, right? They are asking for meters. So what's the conversion between centimeters to meters? Divide by 100. So 4.5 meters. So this one. On the exam, on the Eqao, will you get these conversions? Not this one, not these. Remember that King Henry broke his arm, whatever thing. Those ones you have to memorize. Imperial will be given. Right, so the imperial conversions will be given, but those one, the deca, millimeters, centimeters, kilometers, those one you have to memorize yourself, just like on the test. Okay, last question. Which of the following is the exact value of x in the given diagram? So right angle triangle, what comes to mind? Right angle triangle? Pythagorean theorem. You're looking for a side length right here, so you're doing the subtraction. So 7 squared minus 6 squared. So x squared equals 49 minus 36. So x equals square root 13. And so this one. Okay. So out of the 14 questions, how many of you got, let's see. By the way, to pass Eqao, what mark do you need to get? Above? Not 50, not 60, 70. You need over 70 to pass Eqao. So since there's 14 questions, so you need to get at least 10. So how many of you got 10 out of the 14 correct? 10 or more, 10 or more. Okay, congratulations, you passed Eqao. How many of you got more than 11? More than 12? More than 13? All 14 correct. Okay, good job. So remember, when you do these questions or on Eqao, your goal is at least 70%. So if you got more than 10, good. Let's try to aim for more than 12. So you have some buffer. Oh, my. But being able to finish in time is also important. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys the rest of the class, about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, to do the next. Let's see how many questions. So from number 15 to I want to do more. But it's so fast. These are just multiple choice. Can we do up to 14 on page 15?
15?
On page 15? Yeah, so about 29 questions, 28 questions. Sure. Okay, so quite a bit, but all of these are just multiple choice questions. So remember, a minute multiple choice. So all this is just 28 minutes work. And you have 25 minutes in class right now. So there you go. Okay, so all the way up to page 15. Your homework today. Homework. Classwork / homework up to page 15. Okay. I want to take up more with you guys tomorrow. So up to page 15.